Hello everyone and welcome back. In this latest video series, we are going to focus on Tapestry. Tapestry is a Jamie Stegmaier game, obviously. It was released in 2019 and it was a little bit polarizing in the industry. Regardless of how you feel about it, we're going to demonstrate the solo game here and do a series of videos. So I think the first one I'm going to shoot is going to really focus on just a couple of the Automa actions. So for the most part, if you've read the rules or you're familiar, the Automa is pretty straightforward. However, there are just 3 areas that I think could use from a little bit of a video tutorial. There's a lot of resources online that cover the other areas, but I want to dive in depth and do some examples for their explore action, their conquer action, and then their income phase. So I think that's what I'm going to cover in the first video. And then in the second part here of this series, I think what I'm envisioning is I'm going to play sort of a campaign. I'm going to play 12 games. We're going to go through all 12 of the civilizations that are recommended for the solo play. And we're going to start off on level 2 difficulty. And if we win, we're going to go up a level. And the goal is going to be whether or not we can beat level 6 before we exhaust all of the civilizations. So that's the plan. I'm going to get the game set up here, and I will see you on the other side. All right, welcome back. So we have the game mostly set up here for us to play the Automa and the Shadow Empire. As I said in the intro, I think what we're going to try to do is a campaign where we play all 12 of the valid solo civilizations, and we're going to start off at level 2. And if we win, we're going to increase the level. And the goal is to see if we can possibly beat level 6 before exhausting all 12 of the civilizations. So, for starters, let's go ahead and ask Siri to pick one of them. Pick a number between 1 and 12.
It's 1.
Oh, well, all right. There you have it. So Siri picked the first one, Merrymakers. All right. And now we need to pick a capital city map. Siri, pick a number between 1 and 3.
The answer is 3.
All right. So we're going to pick one of these 2. So give me 1 second. Okay. So we now have our player board all set up with our civilization for the Merrymakers and their track at the bottom here. We also chose the forest, and we are pretty much ready to go. One thing to note is that we are going to be using the civilization adjustments that were published recently. So if you look here, the Merrymakers, it says that after they're all set up, they basically gain 1 of any resource. So I'm going to go ahead and just take a worker. All right. And we will now roll to see where the Automa's favorite track is going to be. So it looks like technology. Put this here to signify that. And for the Shadow Empire, looks like exploration. So we'll put this here to signify that. Now for this playthrough, I am going to dive a little bit deeper into the solo rules and the Automa rules than I normally would have, but I'm going to treat this as sort of an aid to those who aren't necessarily familiar with the solo rules. If you aren't familiar at all, then I might recommend that you check out the first video in this series where I deep dive into a few of the more complicated ones. Other than that, the first time we encounter something new, we'll certainly dig in deeper. So finally, for setup, we have to pick the Automa's civilization card, and since they are technology, we're going to go ahead and put this here. Okay, and of course, we're playing on level 2 for the first game. All right, I think we're ready to go. Just for fun, I'm going to put up a little poll here just to see if you guys think I can beat level 6 before we exhaust all 12 empires, and we'll revisit the results down the road. For now, let's get started. It's going to be my turn first. So for my income phase, we're going to get, obviously, one of every resource. So we'll have 2 workers, one of everything else, and we grab a territory tile and a tapestry card. So feudalism is our first tapestry. When played, you can either gain a resource or 3 points for each of our landmarks. So not a great one. And the tile that we'll randomly grab will be this one, and it gives us food. Okay. Income for the Automa. So as described previously, basically you just go down each of these columns and you go left to right. So first we're going to assess the favored tracks. Actually, I'm sorry, it's only income turn 1. So the only thing that they're going to do is get a tapestry card, and that goes into their hand. So we'll grab that. Okay, so now it is our first turn. And I think our strategy here with the Merrymakers is going to be to head up and get these points primarily over here on their map. And then over here, I think we're going to focus on potentially science or military. But for now, let's go ahead and get a couple more tiles. So we'll at least do a scouting action here. So I'm going to go ahead and spend a worker. We'll do scouting and grab 2 more resources. So we get another worker resource here and a food. It's not great. All right, so it is now the Automa's turn. So on their turn, the first thing you always do is flip over the top 2 Automa cards. And that forms the AI deck pair. And then you look at the symbols here. You ignore the outer symbols, which I'm sure you're already familiar with. And the only thing that matters are the 2 that are next to each other on the cards in the crease. So first thing is the Automa, and this means that they're going to move up any track, and in that case, that isn't finished. And in that case, you're going to go ahead and just look here, and we learn that they're going to go up the technology track. And they do this action, which means they're going to wipe out all 3 technologies, and we're going to see 3 new ones. So those goes away, and we populate 3 new ones. Okay. And then next is the shadow turn, and they're going to do the same thing. So any track that's not finished, and it looks like they're going to focus on military, but they never do any actions. So they just go there. All right, so now it is our turn. I think we want to explore. Ideally, we would take the middle here before them. So let's go ahead and pay another worker and move up this track. So we have rafts now, and let's see here. I think... Okay, so I went ahead and put this tile in that orientation, which gets us 1, 2, 3 points and a food. Okay, and then let's go ahead and do the bonus action here. So I'm going to pay a food, and we will get another tapestry card. Ooh, it's a trap. That's great. Okay. the Automa's turn. So for their turn, we just discard these two and do the same thing. All right, so this symbol, if we look at the player aid, basically means non-finished track, which is closest to a landmark or the end. So basically, since we just began, most of them, all of them are going to be closest to a landmark, and they've only moved one so far. So it's going to be this one because it's 2 away, 1, 2, 3 away from a landmark, where the others are still at 4 away. So we'll move this up. They do get a Tapestry card. Goes in their hand. And now the Shadow Empire is basically any track that they haven't finished, that they're closest to the end. So once again, it's going to be the military here. Okay. So it is our turn. Let's go ahead and I think I want to now start to try to conquer and get to that middle before they do. So we're going to spend a food. So now we have 2 resources left, a culture and a coin. We're going to spend a food and go up here and do a conquer. So we're going to conquer here, and we roll the dice. Not awesome. So we can either get 2 points or another food. I think we'll go ahead and take the food. Okay. So it is once again the Shadow and the Automa's turn. All right, so the Automa is going to go up on the technology track, which is also their favored, and the Shadow is going to go up on exploration, which is also their favored. All right, they're once again, they're going to clear out the technologies. So we get rid of these 3 cards and draw 3 new ones. Okay, our turn. It would be great to try and make it to the second conquer here this round before they do. They haven't done much exploring or conquering, but I think that's what we're going to try to do. So we're going to spend another food and move up into here. Oops. So we get a Tapestry card. And this one is wartime economy, which basically means in this era, all bonuses that cost resources are free. So that's kind of nice. And then the question is, do we get the bonus right now to get the armory? We only have 2 resources. I'm hesitant not to because I'd love to try to get a technology, this income, this era, and conquer the middle. So I'm going to hold off and not do the bonus there. All right, so it is now their turn. So they only have 2 cards left. So it's possible that they're going to do an income turn. And let's go ahead and see. So no, there's no icon here. There's no hand icon. So they're not going to do an income turn this turn. It's going to be next. So this turn, blue Automa is going to move up their favored track, which gets them the first landmark. So they're going to take the first technology landmark and once again clears all of the technologies. All right, so 3 new technologies come out. All right, so The shadow is going to go up a track that they're closest to getting a landmark, which will be the military track right now. So they're going to potentially beat us to that landmark. And it's now our turn. So we're going to spend a coin and go ahead and do this conquer. So we are going to conquer, and we're going to take the middle. And that gets us 10 points. Okay, 13. And now the Automa goes, and they are going to do their income. So there's no cards here to draw from, so now they're going to go ahead and do their income. So the way this is going to work is we first assess their favored track choices. So the only thing that we look at first is whether or not they're leading in their favorite track. So here, blue is leading in their favorite track, so we just leave it alone. Here, white is not leading in their favorite track. So the next thing we assess is there a better track for them where they can get to a landmark faster than this one? So this one, it's going to take 1, 2, 3 movements to get to a landmark. But over here, it's only going to take them 1. So they are going to move their favorite track to there. All right, so that was this. Next, we do their civilization special action, which for turns 2 through 5, they're going to gain a point for each landmark they have. They do have 1 landmark, so they're going to get a point. Next, we do the general scoring. So the way that works is we only look at this column right now, since that's where the arrow we're at is arrow 2, and we start to score. So for each landmark is the first symbol, they get a point, or they multiply by 1. So they have 1 landmark, so they get 1 more point. Then for each space territory that they control, we multiply that by 1 and they get a point. So that gives them 1 more point because they control only 1 region. Okay. We're going to skip these because you multiply by 0 in the second era, so there's no point in even looking at it. And then we're going to look at the technology track. Basically, they're on spot 4, so we multiply that by 1, and that'll be 4 points. And on the exploration track, they haven't started yet, so it's only going to be 4 more points for their progress on the technology track, which puts them at 7. Okay. Now, they also get 2 points because they were the first to do the income phase. So they're at 9. Okay. Next, we take 2 more cards from the AI supply deck, and we put them into the AI discard deck. Next, we grab a Tapestry card from the supply, and we cover up this era. And basically what that does is help remind us that next time this is going to be the scoring that takes place. Next, we give them a Tapestry from the supply into their hand. And finally, we shuffle all of the AI deck together and create the new AI deck for the next turns. Okay. The deck has been shuffled, and now we will go ahead and take our turn. So we still have 1 resource, and I would like to get this technology before we go ahead and do our income so that we can get it upgraded during the income. So I'm going to spend the culture, and we'll move up over here. And now we'll take a technology. And I think I'd like to start to focus. I like this library a lot. I think I'm going to get this library because it's not that hard to get to writing. let's go ahead and do that. So that goes there. All right, and that concludes our turn. So now the Automa goes. Flip over 2 new cards. Blue is going to move up on military. So they're going to do a conquer action. So since this is the first one in this series, let's go ahead and play it through based on the diagram. So here is the flow chart that we referenced heavily in the last video. Basically, at the very top, the question is, can the Automa conquer a territory I control? So the answer there is no. They're not adjacent to anything that I control. So we're going to go ahead and go this way. Does the tiebreaker card have a toppled icon? So it does. So what that means is we're going to include hexes that are adjacent to my territory. So let's just go ahead and mark them all off. So for their conquer, all of these are eligible, including this one that's adjacent because there's a toppled icon. So can the Automa conquer a hex? Yes, there are plenty available. Can they still get the middle island achievement? Well, yes, they can. So they can still get the 5 points for it. So we're going to only include territories closest to the middle island, and that's going to be this one here because it's 1 away from the middle island, and it's also the only one that's adjacent to us. So we'll scoop up all of these and go ahead and flip over a tile in a random orientation, place it there along with one of their outposts and a toppled shadow empire. Okay, so that was their conquer action. Now, the shadow empire is going to move up on a track that they're closest to a landmark or finishing, and that in this case is going to be over here. They unfortunately beat us to this landmark. So they're going to grab the first military landmark, which is the barracks, and that goes into the general Automa supply for landmarks. All right. Our turn. We are now going to take income as well. So first things first, we look at our civilization card and do a power there. So like I said, I think we're just going to focus on points here. And so we'll move this up to here and grab 5 points. 18. Next, we'll go ahead and put a tapestry card out. I think we'll do wartime economy. It gets us the bonuses are free, basically. So we'll play that. We weren't the first one to get here, so we don't get the bonus resource. We can upgrade a tapestry card now, or a technology card, so we will do that and grab the 3 points. And now we'll do scoring. So we get a point because we have 1 technology card. We don't have anything going on our city map yet, so we get nothing there. So we just get 1 more point, 22. And then we'll take income. So we get 1 of every resource plus another tile and another tapestry card. The tapestry card we're going to get is going to be Broker of Peace. So this area you cannot advance on the military track, and each time an opponent advances on the military track, you gain 3 points. That's interesting, especially since the Shadow, that's their favorite track right now. So we'll keep that in mind, and we're going to grab another tile. Ooh, and it's a tapestry card tile, which is nice. All right. It is now the Automa's second turn for this era. So the blue player, the Automa, is going to move up wherever they're closest to either finishing or a landmark. So here they're 1, 2, 3 away from a landmark, and that's going to be the one, actually. So they're going to go ahead and do that. They don't do anything with these actions. And then the shadow is going to move up the track that they're closest to finishing, which is going to be military. All right. Our turn. So for us, let's just see what we want to do here. I think we probably should be focusing on a track. I just don't know which one makes the most sense at this juncture. I'd like to start to get some buildings out onto our city map. So let's go ahead and keep exploring. I'm going to pay a coin and move up on this one. And we're going to put out a farm on our city map. We're going to put it here. Okay. So that was our turn. The Automa. All right, so blue is going to move up. Man, they're cruising on this track. So they don't do anything with those actions. And shadow is going to move up wherever they're closest to a landmark. So here it's 1, 2, 3 away. Here it's only 1, 2 away. So they're going to do that. All right. Not a lot of action on the science track. So that's their turn. Let's go ahead and get this landmark for ourselves here, the lighthouse. So we will spend a culture and a worker to go up here, and the first to claim the lighthouse. And we're going to put it here. So now we're very close to completing this row. We just need one more. All right, and we also get a new tile and we get a free exploration. So this is the tile, a worker. And the exploration, I want to put down this tapestry card, so tile, so that we have some more options. So I'm going to go ahead and put it here. Like that. That gets us 1, 2, 3 points. So 25. All right. And that concludes our turn. So, the Automa. The Automa is going up the track. They're going to get this right here. So they've gone ahead and gotten the second technology landmark right there. And they also wipe out the 3 technology cards. So these 3 go away. And we get 3 new ones. Okay. And the shadow is going to go up on any track, and it's going to be science. So finally getting into science there. All right. So our turn. We have 1 resource left. The question is, do we do income ahead of them and potentially just to get those 2 resources? I'm thinking yes. I mean, the only tracks we can go up with on 1 resource is technology or science. Ooh, I just remembered. Okay, so when I put this here, I did not pull the new tapestry card. So I'm going to do that. And it's dystopia. When played, gain any landmark from the landmark board and place it in your capital city. That's very nice. All right, so yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take income this turn. So first we're going to move up here and get 10 points. That puts us at 35. Okay. Next, we're going to play a Tapestry card, and I do think we're going to go ahead and do this right now. So we get to gain any landmark and place it in our capital. So I think we're just going to grab this 3x3 so that's going to mess up the Automa, or the Shadow Empire rather, and I'm going to place it here. So that gets us a free resource. I'll take another food. All right. Okay. Then we get to upgrade a technology. So unfortunately, we failed in getting writing, so we can't upgrade this technology. So that's kind of unfortunate and a waste. Now we're going to score. We get 1 point for our technology card. We were not able to finish a row, so we get 0 points there. So just 1 point, 36. And finally, we take income. So we're going to get 2 more food, 1 culture, 1 worker, 1 coin, and then a territory and a tile. So this is the territory, and this is the tapestry. Golden Age. This era, ignore upgrade prerequisites on tech cards. 1 card too late. That would have been nice in order to upgrade this without writing. We might want to look into that for the 3rd era. Okay, so that was our turn. It is now... Oh, and of course... Oh no, we already did that. Okay, so... Automa. Are they going to... They are. They're also going to do income, but luckily we beat them to it, and so we withheld 3 points from them. So we're going to reassess first the favored track. For blue, they're leading, so they're happy, and for shadow, they're leading, so they're happy. They're both going to stay. Now for blue, we're going to do the civilization power, which is they get 3 points because they have 3 landmarks. That puts them at 12. Now we're going to do scoring. So 3 landmarks again times 2 is 6 more points. That puts them at 18. On this military track, they're at spot 1, so they get 1 point. And on science, they haven't moved yet, so they get 1 more, 19. And then over here, they're actually doing pretty well. They're on 7, so they get 7 points for technology and 0 for exploration. So that puts them at 26. So it's pretty close. We're going to grab 2 more AI cards, put them in their discard, and a tapestry card to cover this, and a tapestry card to go into their hand. All right. I just remembered that we did not take our resource here for doing this. 2 resources. That was one of the reasons we wanted to do that. So we will add a coin and a culture. Okay. So now we're going to shuffle their deck up. Okay, and it's our turn. So, we are going to continue to push on. It'd be nice. Let's see here. We're not going to be able to get the toppled achievement anytime soon because we can't. They're doing a very slow job of exploring. Yeah, I think let's keep pushing on this track here, and maybe we can finish it and get into space. So we'll go ahead and pay a food and a coin. Great. To move up here. And that scores us 3 points because we control 3 territories. So 3 points, 39. And then the bonus, we will go ahead and pay that. So we're going to pay a food and put out another farm to finish this row. So now we finally have a row on our city map that's completed. Okay. That's our turn. The Automa. All right, Automa is going to move up on military. So they get a Tapestry card. And the Shadow is going to move up wherever they're closest to getting a landmark. Well, that's interesting. So they're not, I already scooped up this landmark. So they're not going to do that. What they are going to do is move up on this track now, because they can get this landmark. All right, our turn. I think we'll push this track once more. So I'm going to spend a food and a culture. And we'll move up here. Gets us a tile. It's food. And another farm, which is great. So we'll put here. Okay. And then for the bonus, do we want to explore? I mean, I'm not enamored with any of these. I'd rather just, well, we get the points. So, yeah, let's go ahead and spend a food, but we're going to get it right back. So we're spending a food to play it, but we're going to get it back for placing it. And we'll do this, which gets us 3 points. All right. Their turn. The Automa is going to move up on the track that they're closest to finishing, which is this one here. And the Shadow is moving up on their favorite track, which is this one here. Okay. They don't do anything here for this icon. It's our turn. We will grab, I think, this landmark. Yep. So it's going to cost a food and 2 other resources. And it gets us 2 tiles. Okay. And a exploration. Let's go ahead and, well, I'd rather just get the resource, honestly. I'm going to go ahead and place this one. So yeah, I'm going to place this tile here, which gets us 1, 2, 3, 4 points. So that's 46. And it gets us a worker. All right. And then we also just got this landmark. So the second landmark for exploration, which is the train station. Unfortunately, here's a good spot for it. Boom. Okay. Great. So it's their turn. So blue is moving up on technology once again. And Shadow is moving up on military. All right. Our turn. We will, let's see here. I want to start to, let's go ahead and move up on science because it's cheap. And we can maybe get a couple more expensive advancements. So I'm going to spend a worker. We're going to move up here and roll the die. Military. Okay. So that moves us here. We get a worker, and we score the number of tiles we have, which actually is great. It's 5, so that's 5 points, 51. Okay. Oh, no, it's not. Back up. 46 minus a worker. The dice has the X below it, so we just move up on the track. We don't actually get the actions. So, not that time. Okay. Shadow's turn. Blue is moving up on the track that he can either finish or get a landmark the quickest, which is going to be this one. So they're going to get the last landmark for technology. All right. And then Shadow is moving up on technology for the first time. All right, our turn. So we have one more resource. I think let's go ahead. So our options are either technology. Yeah, let's do that. We're going to do technology and see if we can get a game-changing tapestry here. So we're going to spend our culture. We're going to move up here and take a tapestry card, which is pillage and plunder. So this era, whenever you conquer an opponent's territory, gain the result of both conquered dice. So that's nice. You get both dice, which now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think I rolled the dice on my second conquer when I took the middle. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I will get 5 points. All right, 51. Okay. So that was our turn. Their turn is here. And blue is going to go up on science for the first time. So they do roll the die. And they're going to go up on science again. And then Shadow is going to go up on their favorite track, which is military. Okay, our turn. We are going to do income. So, last income that's on this map, we're going to do 15 points. So we made it to the top there. 66. Great. Then we're going to play a tapestry card. So I think I'm going to keep the trap in case they come in to the middle. This could be nice. This is 9 points. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to play. Let's see here. Yep. All right, so we're going to play this. That gets us 9 points because we have 3 landmarks, and we also get 3 resources because we're the first into this age. So we'll take food. 9 points, so that puts us at 75. Okay. Unfortunately, we still haven't gotten to writing, so we can't do this. I think that's what one of our goals should be for the last era, is to get writing done. Then we're going to do points, and we get 1 point. We now get another point here because we have 1 row completed. So that's 2 points plus 4 points is 6 more points. That's 81. And now income, we get a coin, a worker, a culture, 3 more food, and a territory and a tapestry. Capitalism and a territory. Okay, so that's our turn. Let's see if the shadow is also going to take income. They are. Okay. So, but we beat them to it, thankfully, because that would have been 4 points for them. We're going to assess their favorite track. Blue is quite happy, as is white. So we're going to leave them. They're going to get 4 points now because they have 4 landmarks. So that puts them at 30. And now they're scoring. So 4 times 2 is 8. They still control 2 territories, so that's 4 more points, so 12 points. So 42. Military. Blue is in, the Automa is in the 2nd position, so that is going to be 1 point. Science, they're in the 2nd position, so that's going to be another point. Multiplied by 1, so that's 4 more points. They're in the 2nd position for each of these, so that's 4 more points. 46. And here, so Automa is in 10th position, so that's going to be 20 points. Oof. That's going to hurt. That's 66. Okay. And they haven't actually started this track yet, so that's it. They don't get the points there, so we'll go ahead and give them 2 more cards and cover up this and give them a card. Okay, and now shuffle their deck. Okay, their deck has been shuffled, and it is our turn. So I think our goal is to continue to make progress here. So we're going to spend 3 resources. 1, 2, 3. And move up here. That gets us another farm, which we'll put here. And we score farms. So we're going to score 4 points because we have 4 farms on our city map. That's at 85 now. And then also, if we discard 2 tiles, which we're going to do, we get 5 more points. So I'm going to discard 2 tiles, and now we're at 90. Okay. Their turn. Let's see what they're going to do. So Automa is going to, I think, let's just double check. No, we have a tie. So they're 2 away from finishing this track, but they're also 2 away from getting this this landmark. So we go through the tiebreakers, and they're going to keep moving on this track. So that's the plan. All right. Shadow moves up on exploration track. There you go. Our turn. Trying to think if we have enough resources to get. Yeah, I think we do. So we're going to keep doing this. Maybe we don't. Yeah, we do. So we're going to spend 1 food and 2 other resources to move up again here. That gets us 2 tiles. And we get to do an explore. So space is pretty limited on where we can explore. We can only explore here or here. So we're not going to get a ton of points here. But this will give us 3 points. 1, 2, 3. So 93 points. All right, that was our turn. Over here. Blue, they made it. So blue made it to the end here. The AI, the Automa has reached AI singularity. So they get 10 points for that. So that's 76. Okay. And the shadow is going to move up on over here, and they get another landmark. Okay, our turn. So we're going to spend 2 more food, and we're going to get the space shuttle. So we score technology. Unfortunately, we only went a couple there, so we get 2 points. We also get the space shuttle landmark, which I think we're going to put here because that closes 2 more rows. 2 more columns, rather. And then we're going to spend 3 of our tiles to get 10 points. So that puts us at 105. Okay. And then the Automa. So blue now is going to move up on a track that they can either get a landmark, so they're going to move up over here. Okay. And shadow is going to move up on the track that they're closest to finishing, which is going to be here. Okay. Our turn. So we only have 1 resource left. So let's see here. We can either go up here. Yeah, let's get a technology. Great. Oh, well, none of these technologies are really going to get us any points. So do we just put out, if we get currency, that doesn't really do anything for us at the end. A tapestry card would do us no good. Okay, well, I guess we'll just get the we'll go here. So we're going to use our last food, go up, and get a technology, which yeah, I don't really see much benefit here. So we'll take this one, and that gets us 2 more tiles. All right, that was our last turn. The AI has a lot of cards left, which I'm worried about. So blue is going to move up on any non-finished track. So it's no longer going to be this one. It's now going to be exploration. And shadow is going to move up on their favorite track. And there you have it. They've reached the end. Our turn, we are going to take income. So, let's see here. First, well, we're going to be able to, we probably misplayed this. We probably should have waited and gotten something that would have been more impactful last time, and then this time moved up and gotten the points. But we'll just get another tile. And now we upgrade a technology, which we'll choose this one, and that will let us explore. And there's only 1 valid spot to explore in. So we put this tile here. This gets us 1, 2, 3, 4 points. 109. Okay. And now we will do our points. We get 2 for technology cards, so that's 111. We get 3, so we have 2 columns here and a row here, so that's 3 points. 114. And finally, 11 more points, which would be 125 is our final score. All right, so we will play out the Automa till the end. Let's see here. Blue is going to go up. They've completed this one already. They've completed this one, so they are going to start to move into and explore. So let's go ahead. Okay, so the Automa has moved into an explore space. So since this is the first time we're running into this game, basically the hexes that they can explore are valid hexes that the Automa can legally get to, and if there are none, skip. So right now, they can legally explore here, here, or here. Okay? So the way that we break the tie is that if they don't have military as their favorite track, which they don't, then we basically use, then the only valid hexes are furthest from the ones that I control. So that would be not this one. And if we count the others, this one is 1, 2, 3 away, and this one is 1, 2, 3 away. So they're still tied, and in that case, we use the tiebreaker on the card, which would be this one. So if we do the rows, basically it's going to be this hex right here. So they just grab a random tile and drop it. All right. So that was their explore. And Shadow is going to move up on science. Okay, next. We have Blue Automa moving up on Favored, which is already taken. So they're going to move up here. And once again, they're going to explore. And this time it's going to be this one. Okay. And Shadow is going to go up on Technology. Okay. And their last pair, they're going to do an income phase. So they're not going to use these. We're going to do an income round. Let's see if we can pull it off. So first we assess the favored tracks. So in this case, Blue is going to switch because they're at the end. So their next favored track is going to be here, Science, because they're 1 away from a landmark. And Shadow is also going to switch because they're at the end, and their next is also going to be here. We are going to score for landmarks. So they have 5 points. That puts them at 81. And now we'll score for points. So 5 landmarks, times 3 is 15 points. So that's 96. Oh, man. It's going to be close. Territories they control, only 2. So that's 6 points. So that's 102. Okay. Next, on this military track, they got to the 2nd spot. So that's only 4 points. And on science, they got to the 3rd spot. So that's 6 more points. So that's 10 points. So 10 points is 112. And now this might be the painful one. Right here on Technology, Blue obviously finished. So that's going to be 3, 6, 9, 12 times 3 is 36 points. So they are going to pass us 148. Wow, by a lot. And finally, Exploration, they only got to the 3rd spot, so that's 9 more points. But it really did not matter because they crushed us. All right, well, hopefully you enjoyed this video. So since we lost, we are going to go ahead and do another game when we play our 2nd civilization, and we're going to remain at level 2 to see if we can pull off a win at that point. If you did like the video, please subscribe, and we will see you next time.